up. I know. Shut up.
No. You don't have to shut up. You just like lower the volume on it just a little bit, because we might be talking about something negative, and then you out here, woo, yeah.
What could you guys be talking negative?
I don't know.
About Matt's other half, the riddle.
Oh, the riddle. Jesus. She's trying to purposely push your buttons, man.
What's that one dude I didn't like who just won?
Oh, she doesn't like Kevin Owens.
There you go.
She just doesn't like Kevin Owens.
Word? For real?
Yeah.
Sit back on the chair and stay there.
Is it like a look thing, a performance thing?
No, it's not like a.
Yes.
They're asking why you don't like Kevin Owens. Is it like a look thing, a performance thing?
What the fuck?
I know there's layers to this.
He's like, cool. The vibe just comes off ugly.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I just don't feel like he should be wrestling. The first time I got to introduce to him, he was sitting on a chair trying to negotiate or be like, I don't know. It was kind of weird. He was on a chair behind a table in the middle of the ring.
Okay.
Trying to talk about something, negotiate something. I don't know. And he tried to wrestle, and I was like, bruh, you do not look like you have picked up a dumbbell in forever. It doesn't look like you can lift a man or punch a man.
What's going on, Tim? What's going on, Bagley?
No.
I get you.
Now he's more athletic and he's actually doing stuff, but like,
I get you.
I just don't like him. And then the guy who wrestles with him,
Sammy.
What up, everybody?
Okay,
Allison,
I can respect that.
I'm just ignoring her because Kevin Owens is a shit. So, what up, Justin?
She just doesn't like the vibes coming from Kevin Owens, and I was and
just
that first
time.
Oh my god!
Who's the man on the top right?
Okay.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Oh,
Yo. What it do, my man? There you go.
We here. We live.
Chat is blowing up. If I got off work early enough, we'd do this all the time.
I mean, there's a group of sexy men here, so I don't see why not,
Yeah. Well, the times we're able to go early, we should.
There's a lot of sausage on the screen.
That's okay.
It's Smackin It Raw. What do you expect?
That's what you want.
Exactly.
That's what you want. You want sausage.
It's barbecue.
Sausage.
What's up, Tim? What's up, Katie? What's up, Bakley? Oh, Jesus in here. Boo, Jesus. Yeah. Do you want to get started with the show? Do you want me to just hit the intro?
If Ivan and you guys are all ready, we can roll the intro.
Yeah.
We can't hear you, Ivan. Hold on.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Sorry,
roll it.
I haven't on mute.
All right. Cool.
No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin It Raw Podcast. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-host this evening. First and foremost, making his Pornhub debut, he is the host of the Circle of Debate, the president of the Bloodline Entertainment Network. It's Ivan, man. What's going on?
What is going on, brother? I appreciate you for having me. It's an honor and privilege to be here on Smackin It Raw, baby. Exclusively on Pornhub, baby. That's right. Appreciate it.
Exactly. And speaking of Pornhub, we have the Pornhub Poppy, the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, Daddy Delgado, my friend and co-host Vince.
What's happening, man? I'm trying to watch the Kings and Warriors at the background, so I might be muting myself a few times here.
Of course. And from his palatial estates in the suburbs of Chicago, my favorite Filipino, host of the Get Show podcast, Justin. What's going on, man?
Yay! We were live. We here. We ready to do this. Appreciate you, Matt. Appreciate you and everybody else in here.
Also, shout out to everyone in the chat. Wrestling DeLorean, Dom, everyone we've already mentioned. JJ's in there. Benny showed up, and Benny
JJ.
and Jesus are just shitting all over Vince in the chat.
Yeah, they said they were gonna hop on the chat for the podcast and just like heckle me the entire episode.
Damn.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Shout out to Allison, BB, Boss Bitch, right? Shout out,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is your first time you have to flash a boob, Ivan. That's what JJ said.
We'll have to. Nah.
Get some music. Get some music. Get some music.
And Justin said nipple mania on Smackin' Raw. Absolutely kidding.
Yes, Nipple Mania. That's me, baby. That's me. Nipple Mania running wild, baby. Yeah.
All right, so we got a little bit of news and rumors, but we're going to do something a little different today. Vince and I discussed this. So what we're going to do is I'll run through the short list of news and rumors that I have, and then we're going to do a quick game of Smash or Pass. So I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to run down who was drafted, and then everyone's either going to smash the draft, you like where they went, or pass, you did not like where they got drafted to. So if you like the draft pick, smash. If you don't, pass. And we'll just run through who's been drafted so far tonight on SmackDown. And then we'll get into our normal spits and swallows and everything that we love to do here on the show. But real quick, before we do all of that, they did announce a new World Heavyweight title, and I want to know each of your thoughts, smash or pass, on the new World Heavyweight title.
Let's take it first.
I'll smash the new world title. I got to see it live in person, so I like the aesthetic. It's not a terrible design. It looks kind of like the old UFC title before they rebranded it. Looks big gold belts with the WWE in the middle. Like it's branding. It's cool. I'm with it. Smashing. Yeah. And apparently, they're over here making
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, they're over here competing in the chat as to what I eat and what I don't eat.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'll go next. I'm going to pass on the new title. Just because, Triple H basically said that Roman has to stay 2-time champion with the belt, so nobody else can get it. So they had to make another one in order for the investors and shit to be happy. So this is, to me, it seems like a very hyped consolation prize. But we'll see what happens. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I have to pass too. The fact is that Vince dropped the ball because he gave him the other belt. That shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, if he would not give him the Universal title, the WWE Championship, we wouldn't be having this new title, being presented. Then what's the point calling it undisputed? You get me? So there's no point of it. So calling it undisputed, it doesn't make no sense. But that's honestly, I think this is the other route that Triple H had to take, because of the fact that he can't take the belt away from Roman for some odd reason, which I'm a fan of Roman as well. # 1,000 days. However, though, he would have been # 1,000 days with the Universal. Even let's say they would have taken away the WWE Championship, it makes no difference. He still would have been 1,000 days champ. But so I pass on it because he had no other choice to create that other world title. But I like the design. It's not bad at all.
Oh yeah, the design is nice.
Well, see, I'm smashing because I love the design. I think it looks better than both the Universal and WWE titles, and I'm fairly confident that those titles are going to become one belt. I don't think Roman's going to walk around with 2 belts over on SmackDown when this is supposed to be the equivalent over on Raw. Whether they drop a belt or they make him a new undisputed WWE Universal Championship or whatever they do with it, we will see. But I also think it looks better than both the belts that Roman's holding. I've always loved the big gold belt. I know there was a lot of hate for it because it's got that big WWE with the globe in the middle. It doesn't bother me at all. I think it's fucking dope. And it's going to look really nice with that Intercontinental title over there on Raw as well. So
Yes,
agreed.
All right. News and rumors. Like I said, real quick. Supposedly, according to WWE.com, Madcap Moss is finally no longer Madcap Moss. He is officially Riddick Moss again. From what I saw on Twitter and screenshots, he's listed as Riddick Moss, not Madcap Moss, which fucking finally, because after he broke up with Baron Corbin, I have no idea why they kept that name.
Made no sense.
No,
for real.
that's the case. Pete Dunne should be Pete Dunne instead of
Right.
Well,
Right.
weren't there rumblings, Ivan, that they were supposedly like sooner rather than later they were going to repackage Pete Dunne back to Pete Dunne and not just Butch? And this
that
might
was
happen.
a rumor, though.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was a
a rumor.
rumor that, and it happened with Piper Niven. Like, she's no longer Doudrop, so it might be a case of like they're waiting for the opportunity. It took LA Knight a few weeks before he went back to LA Knight, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, but the question is, will you take them away from the Brawling Brutes or have them still be with that faction? I really would like to keep them in that faction because I think, but let's be honest, I mean, heading to the main roster, if he would have gone by himself, he would not get the momentum that he has now with this group. And
he's been able to show a little bit of his personality for sure.
Exactly. The entertainment side is what really matters. And that whole little fighting guy, oh yeah, I want to just kick your ass and fuck you up. And like, that's entertaining, but we still like to see that technical style of what we've seen of Pete Dunne in NXT, like in NXT UK. We want to see that too. I mean, we see it in the ring, but not as much as he used to. I don't know. I'm assuming probably he's limited, and especially the time that they have, especially in a 2-hour show. So it all depends.
I agree. I hope those rumblings are true. I heard maybe after the draft he'll come back as Pete Dunne. Who knows? Also, apparently Soraka tore her ACL, which is why she was written off on NXT this week. Which was a big bummer because she was really on a hot streak and she was really on the rise there. But she'll heal up, she'll come back. This isn't the first person to tear their ACL in the WWE, and it won't be the last. So thoughts and prayers there as she's on the road to recovery. Dark Elevation canceled, which I personally don't care about because I never watched it anyway. So
yeah.
That show shouldn't even be created in the fucking first place. That shouldn't even happen at all. You have Dark. You don't need to add another Dark Elevation. There is no need to. That could have been the slot for Ring of Honor. That should have been done before this whole, Ring of Honor club, subscription.
Yes, agreed.
They dropped the ball on that one. I mean, I don't know why, and they're still gonna do that. Okay, you're hearing AEW Collision. Mm-hmm. And I know what's going to happen with that because since they're working with New Japan, they have right now New Japan Strong. They're not doing much as they used to. During the pandemic, they did. They're in the dojo. They'll record episodes for it,
right? And
then they started doing the tours here, here and there. But now and do TV tapings for it because I used to attend to a lot of those New Japan Strongs here in California, and now since they barely coming here. I mean, they're coming again in May for the Resurgence event in Long Beach, but the reason why I feel he's going to call it Collision because they're going to be working with the New Japan Strong styles that are currently training in the dojo and combining them with the AEW stars. So I think that's the reason why I feel that he's going to call it that is because a little collaboration with New Japan Strong. So don't be surprised if you see that. So I'm expecting.
Oh yeah.
All right. Like I said, I never watched Dark Elevation. I could care less. I don't watch Dark either. So if they got rid of that, cool. I feel like with the Ring of Honor edition and then Collision, they already have too many shows. So, and they're like, oh, well, if you want to see these, I'm not tuning into YouTube on a fucking Monday before Raw when I've got 3 hours of Raw to watch, a bunch of squash matches or local talent or the people that aren't good enough to make actual TV in their eyes wrestle. So just because if I want to see them wrestle. So it is what it is.
The only good thing about Dark and Dark Elevation for me that I saw as a positive was seeing local indie wrestlers that I've gotten a chance to see live and in person get that opportunity to get a bigger exposure, whether that was on YouTube or whatever, but still a big enough exposure. Yeah, the chat's still going off about me. And I think this is the most it's been active since I went on the chat. We had the whole chatgasm, and I went on my rants like a few months ago. But yeah, no, yeah, Elevation, yeah, good thing that's gone.
And then last but not least, rest in peace to Jerry Springer, which is wrestling relevant because Jerry Springer did have his Too Hot for TV show on the WWE Network, where he talked about all of the wrestling segments that were, a little too hot for TV and had been involved in wrestling in the past, had wrestlers on his show, so on and so forth. So rest in peace to Chicago's own Jerry Springer.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P.
I'm going to miss him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into a little bit of smash and pass. We'll start with Monday Night Raw. First overall draft pick for Monday Night Raw, Cody Rhodes. Rhodes to Raw, smash or pass?
Pass for me. It's too obvious. It's too obvious. You basically creating this belt for Cody Rhodes. It's just too fucking obvious. This is how I see it. If Cody would have stayed on SmackDown, the chase would have been more interesting because him and Roman, that story is not over. Now you're gonna put him in Raw to fight for this, this new title. The way how I see this new title, it should be Seth Rollins to be the one winning that. And the reason why I say that is because you gotta think analytically and marketing wise. You have Roman's your top guy. Now you're gonna need a number 2 guy who can be at his same level, because there's gonna be some times that he can't make public appearances or sponsorships, none of that. You need a number 2 guy, and who's your number 2 guy? Seth Rollins. He should be your guy to win that belt, to represent the company, and actually, even as a matter of fact, even testing him to see he's capable of being that top guy of where Roman is at. Because down the line, they got to think ahead of the future. Roman's not going to be there for that much time. I mean, and plus he has the Brock Lesnar schedule part-time. So Rollins doesn't. He's there full-time. Might as well put the belt on him. But the way how this is looking is they made it too obvious. They made it way too obvious on this. But unless they fooled us and then last minute trade happened in last minute, Cody goes to SmackDown and someone goes to Raw, that could happen too. We don't know. But as of right now, I feel that I pass because they dropped the ball on it. Then the chase is over. There's no story, which actually there's never been a story, but still, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Justin, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know, with the whole Cody Rhodes story, I'm still invested, so I kind of have to give it a pass, I kind of have to give it a smash, even though I kind of want to give it a pass, just because I kind of want to see him get his comeuppance. But I do agree with Ivan said, you don't want this new title to just go over to Cody. It's just like a too obvious thing, and like what we talked about being a consolation prize, and then him winning it may not mean as much as getting the 2 titles from Roman. So I'm smashing the story for now. So, but I do kind of want to pass it, but I'm smashing for now.
I'm gonna hop in real quick, Vince. 2 things, because Tim said this. So my first thing is, while I've heard that, Tim, and I've heard speculation from everyone in the chat of what could happen, what might happen, we can't smash or pass based on fantasy booking in the future of Cody winning the Rumble or Cody winning Money in the Bank. As of right now, we'll get to it, but Roman is on SmackDown with his titles, and Cody is on Raw where the new title is, and that is all we can smash or pass based off of, because you can fantasy book all day long in the chats about, well, he could win Money in the Bank and he could cash in here, or we could go to the Royal Rumble and he could pick, but we don't know that that's going to happen, and you can't hypothetically smash or pass on make-believe, which is essentially what it is. So I'm passing as well. I also want to say I also listen to Taylor Swift. I'm a big fan of Sunny Kiss, and the finger poke of doom is a sexual move, Bakley. And if you don't know it, you should learn it. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll finish this off by being, I guess, the lone guy to actually smash Cody Rhodes going to Raw, because Cody just feels like there's certain wrestlers that feel Raw. There's certain wrestlers that feel like they're SmackDown. Seth Rollins feels more like a Raw wrestler. At this point in time, like Edge going to like we'll talk about everyone else there, and I'll make that point there. If we're just talking about the roster move, I think that makes sense for Cody being there on Raw. Now, going and talking about him being the foregone conclusion that he's going to win the title, that's not a foregone conclusion. You're making the case that it could be Seth Rollins. It should be Seth Rollins. It very well might be Seth Rollins to be the inaugural champion. It could be Drew McIntyre. It could be someone else. We think it's going to be Cody. We also thought Cody was going to be the one to beat Roman at WrestleMania, and that was not the case. So I'm swallowing it because I think Cody on Raw fits like a glove. It feels perfect to me, and that's where I'm going to base all my smashes and passes on the draft, is how that wrestler fits on that brand, and let WWE tell the story, and then after that I can smash or pass the story. But as of right now, Cody as a Raw wrestler fits.
Okay.
Smash.
Number 2, Becky Lynch, Monday Night Raw, smash or pass.
Oh, I got this. Simple. Rollins is there. Becky Lynch and Rollins
We
are
don't know
married.
that Rollins is
Wait,
there
we
yet.
don't know that Rollins is
Oh,
there.
Rollins not there?
Yet, but
Okay, I can't
more
say my
than
joke.
likely.
Go ahead, though. Somebody else.
JJ, I'm
look,
gonna need you to leave my chat right the fuck now.
Matt Riddle for no.
Oh. I'm smashing Becky Lynch for the same reason. At this point in time, she feels like a Raw wrestler, and I'm assuming that this feud is going to stay on Raw with Seth Rollins being there, so that kind of makes sense. I think Seth will get drafted, so that's why I'm swallowing this as well.
Yeah.
Then the reason why I'm swallowing this is because she is now separated from Bayley. And we'll talk more about that, the Smash or Pass, when we talk about SmackDown. But Becky just feels like a Raw wrestler now, kind of like when John Cena moved over to Raw back in 2005. Ever since then, he's always felt like a Raw wrestler. And same here with Becky. She just feels like she's part of the team.
That's a blatant lie, Allison. I know better than that. I'm gonna smash Becky on Raw as well. Raw still feels like the A show. It's on USA. It's on cable. Becky is the man. Hopefully, she is a highlight and a focal point over there. We can assume that Rhea Ripley is going to end up over there. Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do with the titles, if they're going to introduce new titles and do a WWE Women's Championship and a WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion, or how they're going to go about it, or if they're just going to do the passing the titles, which fucking sucks. But we'll see how that plays out. But Becky on Raw fits.
Smash as well. It fits something new, different, away from Damage Control and away from Bianca. You already did too many storylines with them. Something new now. So hopefully we get something. Yeah, like how Ritter, how you mentioned about Rhea. Hopefully, I mean, if it does happen, then cool. I wouldn't mind seeing a Becky Lynch and Rhea feud. Why not? So something new.
1,000.
I do too, Jesus. So
pause. That's my favorite one right there. Vince moans each time Gunther chops the fuck out of his opponent.
As do I. All right. Imperium to Raw. Smash or pass?
Smash.
While we're on the subject of Gunther chopping people.
Yeah.
Smash all of that back onto Raw. You're talking about the Undisputed Universal Championship being the dominant champion of SmackDown. This is the dominant champion on Raw. Like, you want to talk about consolation prizes? This Intercontinental Championship has been elevated to no ends. This has been the most I've cared about the IC title since The Miz held it back, and he had that feud with Dolph Ziggler back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the last time it's had this level of significance. And you know what's great about Gunther going to Raw? That means he might get the new world title, and he might pivot away from the IC title and be the new world heavyweight champion. That's gonna make me moan. So smashing that.
You're cooking. I'm gonna Hulk smash as well. I mean, just basically agreeing to what all you said. IC title get elevated. He gets elevated. Chops get elevated. You know what I'm saying? Like they say in Germany, "Ish good, ish good."
It's good. That's good. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. That's match, man. I like it. It's something I think Gunther could really represent Raw tremendously great. It's for 3 hours. Man. and he will beat the Honky Tonks Man record. I think he could.
Oh yeah,
and I think not only that, we're finally gonna get to see, some new fresh matches for Gunther, and I'm excited. I'm excited that what's he gonna do, and how you mentioned about him going for the world, for the world heavyweight title, maybe. I still feel it's too soon, but
no, down the line though, Ivan, down the line.
Yeah.
This next one I'm just going to take for everyone. So, because I don't want to have to kick anyone off this call, we're all just going to pass on Riddle being drafted, period.
Yeah.
No. Pass.
He should have been
I plead the
drafted back
fifth
to wherever he was having his like counseling or like whatever the fuck he was doing. Like, just go do that. Get off of wrestling.
Also, past the fact that he was drafted above our next one, Drew McIntyre to Monday Night Raw. Smash or pass?
Smash. Give me Gunther and Drew one-on-one. Finally, we get to see that. I mean, we've seen it in the indies. We want to see it on television. I want to see that. That's what I want to see. We've seen it in a triple threat. I was there live. It was awesome. It was great. It was nothing but stiffness, just a bunch of meaty men. But man, this is going to be another.
Key.
Oh, stiffness is a key, though.
It is key.
It is key. But man, I wouldn't mind seeing these two going at it for the Intercontinental. Oh man, that'd be some good shit.
Yeah. I'll smash that too for sure. Yep. Everything what he said, stiffness and all.
Yes.
That's not fucking happening, and if it is, I won't be there, so you can host that one, Travis. Have fun.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
So part of me wants to pass it because I'm not sure where Drew McIntyre is right now because he feels like he's in this state of limbo because there's some uncertainty about his future. Obviously, him getting drafted means he's gonna stick around, but I don't know. Like he had his snitch on SmackDown, but the only reason why I slightly lean over to the Smash category for Drew McIntyre is the fact that he is once again one of those guys that lost to Roman Reigns and has an opportunity to be in this tournament and be crowned the inaugural champion. So for that reason alone, I'm gonna smash it because now that Raw men's division might be very competitive. That might be like the crux of that whole show.
That's why I'm smashing as well. When you look at the World Heavyweight title picture coming up, you look at Cody, you look at Drew. Everyone's assuming Seth Rollins. We don't know, but hopefully or more than likely Seth Rollins. Then you look at guys like Shinsuke Nakamura, who's also in there, The Miz. That heavyweight championship area is very, very stacked and very, very crowded on Raw. So smash as well. The Miz to Monday Night Raw. Smash or pass?
Oh, smash.
Smash.
Definitely smash. That's where he needs to be. Prime time, must-see TV. I mean, come on.
I'm a pass simply
awesome.
simply for the fact that this breaks the Miz's streak of always getting drafted to a different show at every single draft because he currently resided in Raw and then he came back.
That's my favorite one. That one right there is my favorite.
I was trying to ignore it.
You can't.
But,
I'm trying.
I know. I couldn't ignore. That's what I was smiling.
But yeah, I'm only going to give it a pass for the simple fact, like I said, Miz has always switched brands every single year, and I like that that's kind of been his like thing. That's like his little Easter egg thing for him. So him staying on Raw, like it's not a bad move. Honestly, Miz is one of those guys that fits perfectly on both Raw and SmackDown. You can send him down to NXT, and I feel like he may even fit in there as well. He make a niche for himself.
Man.
Yeah. You can send Miz to AEW, and I feel like he fit in perfectly there. He'd find a way. But I'm just passing it just because of what I stated. He didn't switch shows. Broke tradition. He broke tradition.
I smash. I like it. I mean, plus you need someone like him from his caliber of the entertainment side to entertain the fans for 3 hours and us for 3 hours as well. Of course, we need to see that from Miz. And Miz, I mean, he also can compete for this tournament too. He's a former world champion himself.
Yeah,
he can.
I mean,
Two-time
two-time Grand Slam champion.
It's okay.
Two-time.
It's fine.
I'm gonna smash for the simple fact that if I have to sit through Miz TV, I'd rather do it on a 3-hour show than a 2-hour show and have it eat up time. So
yes, agreed.
I feel like that's the best spot for it. Next up, Shinsuke Nakamura. Smash or pass?
Smash for me, man. I'm finally something new because they haven't done shit with him on SmackDown.
Right.
I mean, I hope who's going to be in charge of Raw on the creative side, they do something with him. I hope they really do something with him. I don't mind for him to be in this tournament either.
Yeah.
Which he should be deserved to be in that tournament. I'm hoping they really, make him go after Gunther for that, Intercontinental. I wouldn't mind seeing that feud either.
Okay, yeah.
I would love that. I just, we need to see fresh new faces. That's what it is. We need fresh new storylines.
Fresh new matchups too.
That too as well. Fresh new matchups. We need to see something different new. I know Paul been saying this for quite some time. Maybe this is the time that he's waiting for it. And we're doing this draft, and I hope it stays this way, and I hope they build Nakamura where he's supposed to be. For God's sakes, he wrestled fucking Great Muta from New Year's fucking Day. Like, why can you not build this man? Like, so fucking underrated.
Right.
Man. I digress. Sorry.
I feel you. I feel you, Ivan. I'm with you. I'm smashing Shinsuke going to Raw because back when he was in NXT, I thought Raw was the perfect brand for him. I felt like he would get a little bit more of a chance to get some time on screen. But I don't know. On SmackDown, it felt like a fumble from the jump with his call up because it was a cool way to get called up. He interrupted Miz, but they never did anything with Miz. Then they go into a program with Dolph Ziggler. Then now he's wearing blue. And look, I love Shinsuke, but he does not look. He feels weird wearing blue. He's always worn red. So him on the red brand just kind of fits. He can be in that tournament for the world title, but he could also be the next guy in line to be that next dominant or lengthy reigned IC champion on Raw. And maybe that's how you build him up because he built up the IC title in New Japan. He can build up the IC title here in WWE.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm definitely going to smash, what I'm saying? Obviously agree with everyone's points. So, yeah, I mean, like Matt said before, WWE can make you care for any wrestler at any moment. So I'm down for this.
That's true. I smash for the same reason. Hopefully we get through whatever the fuck he's doing with Karrion Kross and get him in that tournament, or like you said, even in the Intercontinental title. Like, there are so many matchups I'd love to see with Gunther. So like it which is just crazy to say. Last for Monday Night Raw, NXT Women's Champion Indy Hartwell. Smash or pass? Vince, this is what you wanted, right?
This is what I wanted. So
give me what I want. There you go.
Give me what I want.
Yeah.
See, I'm a little conflicted here because of the implications that she is still the NXT champion. She got injured on spring break-in. How, if they're gonna bring her up and they're gonna draft Candice and Johnny and Dexter to Raw as well and reunite the way, then I'm smashing this for sure. If she just becomes a member of the roster, then I might pass it because I think maybe SmackDown would be a better show for her. But you know what? I'm smashing it in general because I love Indy Hartwell. I've wanted nothing but good things for her. She's gotten some good string of positive booking in her favor, despite the injury on Tuesday. I'm just going to smash it. Like, I'm hoping for the best for Indy.
Yeah. No, I smash. I hope that her and Candice, they reunite, like how you mentioned the way. I would like that. And then also because, we want to, I guess we could say that let's see if they're going to develop and really try to somehow, some fucking way to bring, make it to light for the women's tag team, titles. Indy and Candice, not a bad team. They can go for it. Go out, for the chase. Once Indy is already better. And by the way, that fucking ankle, oh man, that's
I know, right?
That was fucking brutal, man. Oh, I saw that. I commend her for fucking finishing the match, though. I fucking commend her. That was great from her. So, but other than that,
yeah.
Nick, Yeah.
Unfortunately, my job does not allow that, Nick. So I was off today. So that's why this is happening. That is the only reason. I'm going to smash as well, just on the premise of seeing what happens. I'm curious as to what they're going to do with the NXT Women's title. Obviously, I don't think they'll have her carry it to the main roster, so we're going to have to set up something for that, which does, as Justin said, kind of seem convoluted that she would retain it just to get drafted while she's injured. So we'll see how all that plays out. But, getting her back with the way, if they all end up on Monday Night Raw, isn't a bad idea, isn't a bad thing. Dexter did help her win that title, and I'd be down for a way reunion minus Austin Theory. So, yeah.
I don't know. I like the Austin Theory as part of the way.
Yeah, but not this Austin
Not
Theory.
this
I don't
Austin.
want him in the way.
No.
He'd be in the way of the way.
By the way, I don't know if you noticed this, Matt, but Melissa followed us on Twitch, and she's actually in the chat just because she wanted to see all the stuff that was being said about me.
I was going to shout out here in a second Dora the Exploradora for doing that as well. If you guys are following us or watching us live here on twitch.tv/Creation World, I appreciate you. And if you haven't, please follow us. And if you have, go ahead and give us a subscription. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription every month by linking your Prime Gaming to your Twitch account. And we would appreciate if you threw it at us, but if not at us, any of your favorite Twitch streamers. Don't let them keep that money. Give it to someone that you care about. Also, if you're watching us over on YouTube, we appreciate it. And there it is free to follow and subscribe and hit that notification bell where you can find us going live every Monday through Friday for the Creation Conversation and every Friday for Smackin It Raw. Also, this segment of Smash Your Pass is brought to you by Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve is the nation's largest marketer of adult products with millions of satisfied customers in the United States and all over the world. Founded in 1971, Adam and Eve is also one of the oldest names in the rapidly evolving adult industry. For more than 50 years, they've built up a reputation as a trusted and reliable adult toy store that takes pleasure and privacy seriously. When you want to shop erotic toys, Adam and Eve has it all. Men and women, straight or gay, and anywhere in between. Adam and Eve has the adult toys you are looking for, including but not limited to vibrators, dildos, anal sex toys, bondage toys, couples toys, lube, sexy gifts, and accessories. Unlike other adult stores, Adam and Eve stands behind their product and offers a no questions asked return policy. So whether you bought a dildo, sex swing, or penis ring, you can get a refund within 90 days if you're not 100% satisfied. So go to adamandeve.creationworld.com and use code erotica to receive up to 50% off one item plus free shipping on orders of $49 or more. That's adamandeve.creationworld.com and use the code erotica to receive 50% off and free shipping.
Awesome.
All right.
Nice.
Let's get into SmackDown. The first overall draft pick for SmackDown was Roman, Solo, and Paul Heyman to SmackDown. No Usos. Smash or pass?
Smash for sure. I mean, this is only going to continue the storyline of like conflict within the group. So I'm here for it. Let's see what happens. Head of the table.
That's right. Smash. Yeah, I agree. Everything that you'll say. Yeah, I totally agree. Something. I mean, that's it. It's going to be interesting how this is going to develop with the story. I thought it was going to happen tonight, but it didn't happen.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to happen when he told tonight.
Stupid Riddle cock blocked it.
Yeah,
it was going to happen.
Unfortunately.
God.
What's wrong with putting ketchup on your hot dogs? I put ketchup on my hot dogs. That's actually a fact.
Yeah, so do I. So
exactly. I don't know why that's like what else would you put on there? Mustard?
Oh, the kosher pickles, right?
yeah. So I'm with you guys. Right. I do like boneless wings. Some of these are actual facts, by the way. Some of these are not. You know, it's like that game, Two Truths and a Lie. You got to figure out which is the side of the lie. But I'm smashing too. Roman Reigns, he's like the top guy. If you have the number one pick, you have to go ahead and definitely pick him. I thought the fact that they didn't draft the entirety of the bloodline, I thought that was an odd choice, but it's motivated by storyline, so that makes sense. Even if the Usos get drafted to Raw, this is still a smash for me. Hot Cheetos are spicy. Well, now because I get acid reflux, So
just smash or pass.
Oh no, I said smash for this.
I'm with you. Yeah. And it also kind of adds to the whole mystery of where the Usos are going to go. Like Ivan said, which some we'll get into a little bit later there. Possibly having the trigger pulled with the Samoan Spike and Solo and all of that and how that's going to play out. So, it adds more intrigue and carries this story on. Yes. Roman going without the Usos. So I'm all for that. Bianca Belair to SmackDown, the Raw Women's Champion to SmackDown. Smash or pass?
Oh, I smash.
I'll start. Oh, and never mind.
I haven't started already.
Yeah, Ivan beat me to it.
Gotta be quicker than that.
Almost had it. Gotta be quicker.
Go ahead. Finally, something new and fresh, and why not? But the only, you're going down the list. I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm just saying, I'm happy that she's there and something, like I said, something new. So I'm looking forward to who's going to be the one going out feuding with her, on SmackDown. So I'm excited for that for sure. So I smash.
Go ahead, Vince.
Okay, so I'm a pass, not for the fact that Bianca is going to SmackDown, because I think that might be a good move for her, because depending on who else is drafted to SmackDown, that might free up new matchups like you were talking about, Ivan, earlier. My only issue is that she's getting drafted as the Raw Women's Champion, and the laziest thing they might do, and I think it's the probable thing they'll do, is they'll just do a title exchange. They'll just switch the titles, which it might be executed better. Yeah, I mean, it might be executed better considering that Becky and Charlotte were like being unprofessional in the middle of the ring, so that might actually go a little bit more smoothly. So I don't know. I mean, they've done it in the past, yes, but it's like I always hate it when they do stuff like that. When you move, like, I think the alternative would be just to change the name of the Raw, SmackDown, Tag, and Women's titles so that they can change whichever show, and there's no issue. That's my only issue. It's like, why she retained that WrestleMania? Why? Maybe put the title on Asuka. Maybe she could have stayed on Raw. But I digress.
I digress.
I'm passing it for that reason alone. I'm passing that the Raw Women's Champion is on SmackDown now, and Bianca talking about like, I'm the SmackDown Women's Champion now. I'm like, how?
I'm gonna smash just because Bianca is like, she's really over right now. She's popular, and I think SmackDown is where she started too. So this just feels right for her.
No, she started on Raw, dude.
Did she start on Raw?
Yeah, she started on Raw. Remember the Raw after WrestleMania?
Raw after
the pandemic.
Sure? I thought she started SmackDown.
No,
you're right. She started Raw. You're right.
She showed up to assist the
Street Profits.
Right.
Pandemic.
Okay.
A question, but is her reality show going to be on on Fox, or is it going to be on?
I think it's USA, right?
Or USA. That's where I'm questioning, because if they move her there, could be that case because of promotional reasons for that reality show. Is it going to be on Fox, or that's what I'm questioning? So, who knows?
Thanks, Smack Raw. We appreciate it.
Hey, Kyle's in here.
Kyle's here and gave us a new follow. We appreciate it. Here's my thing. I agree with everything Vince said, and I'm passing for that reason. Also, I don't even know if her reality show is going to be on network or if it's just going to be on Peacock. I thought I saw someone say that it was on Peacock, so it might just be streaming.
Oh,
so that's something we have to check in. Clark Street's in here. Let's go, Clark Street.
Trouble Chief, what's going on?
So yeah, I'm gonna pass for all the reasons Vince said, and I agree. To make her title run cohesive, if we change the Raw Women's Championship to the WWE Women's Championship or Undisputed Championship or Universal, whatever they want to call it, and then the SmackDown, which is maybe possibly going to Raw, into the Women's World Heavyweight Championship or something else, so that way you don't have to pass the belts. That way, it doesn't have to be this is a Raw title and this is a SmackDown title. The belts can go with the champions, and you are still your World Heavyweight Champion over on SmackDown or Raw, or your Universal Champion over on Raw or SmackDown, and it's not a we have to trade belts situation. So hopefully they consider that and they do that, and that's something that they fix. We have until the Raw after Backlash to get all of this straightened out and sorted. So we got a whole nother week to get
because At first, I wasn't passing the decision initially because like, oh well, she's challenging Io. She's defending against Io at Backlash, and Rhea could still get drafted to SmackDown. Now both champions are on SmackDown, which means there's a probability that Io wins the title, splits apart, but then they draft the entirety of Damage Control to SmackDown. So regardless of who wins that Backlash, that title's going to stay on SmackDown. so that's not going to get solved. So yeah.
Something that Ivan was alluding to. Next up, Street Profits drafted with Bianca Belair. I mean, not with her, but in the next round. Also to SmackDown. Smash and pass.
That'll smash. That'll smash.
1,000 smash that too.
Yeah, smash.
I do love the White Sox. I'm a White Sox fan over the Cubs fan.
Oh,
1,000.
So
they have better food. They have better food.
Yeah, I mean,
they do have better food.
I think we all kind of know that there is a rule with WWE that married couples or couples in general kind of stay together in the draft, which is why everyone's assuming Seth and Becky are going together to Raw and so on and so forth. That's been a thing in the past. So we kind of had a feeling that the Street Profits were going with Bianca when she got drafted. It makes sense. So yeah, I'll smash that. Edge drafted to SmackDown. Smash or pass?
Smash. He was one of the original SmackDown 6. He feels more of a SmackDown super, even though he's had so many moments on Raw, and he's just as big of a Raw wrestler as he is a SmackDown superstar. But to me, I look at Edge and he feels SmackDown for me, or OG SmackDown 6, like I mentioned. He kind of held it down as like the top guy on SmackDown for like the tail end of the early 2000s, from like 2007, like 2008, 9, 10, 11. He was like the guy up until he had to retire. Yeah. So this makes all the sense in the world. I'm okay with it. And then, SmackDown 2-hour show. He's a part-timer. It still gives opportunities for other wrestlers to show up, and he's still a high-profile wrestler. So high-profile wrestlers on SmackDown. That's what you need.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, a smash. I mean, I like it. We should bring Tony Chimel back. There you go. It's right there. Rated R Superstar. Might as well bring Chimel back.
Just for that. Just for that.
Bring him on SmackDown exclusively just for him to announce Edge.
Put Tony Chimel on SmackDown and Samantha Irving over on Raw because she's doing fantastic. And
she's fantastic. Also, she needs to go wherever Imperium are because she does that introduction perfectly. The way she says Ludwig Kaiser, Giovanni Vinci, and Gunther Imperium, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
It makes you want to get an Adam and Eve product,
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm Gunther chopping while you do it too.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pass this. Edge hasn't really been doing it for me since the WrestleMania thing. I mean, after the whole Judgment Day breakup, like, what is Edge doing? He just seems to be that guy that just wants to have one last run. And I just ain't feeling it right now. So maybe him going to SmackDown might change my opinion, but for right now, it's a pass. Maybe him and Lita will also be on SmackDown too. They can rekindle. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
You're out of pocket there, Justin.
Since Lita's still, it's money lost. It's money lost. It's money lost.
Allison, I do like WWE 2K19. That was the last game I bought before 2K23.
Benny, I'll do that for him. He knows. He doesn't even have to ask. All he has to do is give me the signal, and it's done. I'm gonna pass as well because we've seen Edge versus Roman, so I feel like there's nothing really there for Roman. We'll have the next person I'm going to talk about, but we've got Edge there. There's not so far a lot of competition for Roman over on SmackDown, and Edge being that guy after we saw their whole feud doesn't really do it for me. However, when I think of Edge as champion, I think of him with that World Heavyweight title. So Edge being on Raw in that championship tournament for the new World Heavyweight title kind of, gives me some happy tingly feelings. And, there are drafts and maybe things change. Maybe we trade Edge for Cody. Who knows? But as of right now, I'm going to pass on.
That's not a fair trade.
You're right. Cody is worth way more than Edge.
Exactly.
But I don't know. As of now, him being on SmackDown just doesn't do it for me, so I'm going to pass on that. Bobby Lashley to SmackDown. Smash and pass.
Let's go.
You know what? Go, Just, and then I'll go after you.
You know what? This is gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna pass only because Bobby Lashley can fit anywhere. So it doesn't really matter. Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Bobby Lashley can't do no wrong, in my opinion. So I'm gonna have to pass. So it doesn't really matter where he's at.
You're gonna pass because he works anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So. So I'm passing it because Bobby Lashley feels like he's fit Raw, and I would have wanted him to be in that tournament in contention for that world title, for that new world title. Bobby Lashley would look fantastic on it. Maybe we can do Lashley Roman. Did we ever get like a clean Lashley Roman?
It was a triple threat, so there was never
right.
It was never a one-on-one.
So maybe this is the only thing that would make me want to smash it would be Bobby Lashley going ahead and getting that world title picture, that universal title picture with Roman Reigns. But if Gunther's going to Raw, you could only speculate that Theory is going to SmackDown. So that would probably mean that he's going to continue doing stuff with Theory, and maybe that's why he got drafted to SmackDown.
We don't know if Theory yet, but
Melissa, while you're in the chat, is it true that when Vince comes, he says "bro"? You weren't here for that part, so if you could confirm, Vince, turn around. We're on the show. Vince, she heard me. She's watching. Turn around.
I just don't know if she was. No, I just don't know if she had the volume up on the stream while she was watching it. She just wanted to be on the stream so she can see all the comments.
Well, I could put it in the comments if she needs to read it again.
I mean, if you want to put it in the comments, you can go ahead and put it in the comments.
Did you even hear the question? I mean, I'll smash Bobby being over there. Again, either way, no matter where he's at. And again, Roman doesn't have anybody. So a Bobby Lashley over there is someone that Roman has not faced one-on-one. We could build Bobby back up, get him in that, for, in 3 months when Roman's ready to defend his title again. We can get him there. So, yeah, I'm down.
I smash as well. I like it because then you can get that potential feud between him and Roman, or even him and Solo. I wouldn't mind seeing that. That's two fucking meaty men going at it. Oh, that'd be good.
That's good.
That's good. I kind of wished, in the way fantasy booking here, this would have been a great feud between the Bloodline, versus the Hurt Business. This would have been all right. This is something intriguing to see. Mm-hmm. But of course, that's. I don't know why they fucking dropped the ball on breaking the Hurt Business, which that was one of the hottest.
Too early, too. Way too early.
Way too early for that shit. I think that would have been. Fantastic to see. But
we could have been seeing you as the president of Hurt Business Entertainment Network as opposed to the Bloodline Entertainment Network had they not dropped the ball on that.
Yes.
I'm gonna kick this one off. I'm gonna smash the OC going to SmackDown just based on what I saw from the OC tonight. The return of AJ Styles, them as a group, and the message that they're just starting after taking out that dirty hillbilly Valhalla and her two boyfriends.
And the way that AJ's like OC handle OC business, he just kind of like let them do their thing. That was cool too.
You don't have to say bleeping. You can say fucking. She wishes you would make her a sandwich when they finish.
We don't have.
She also probably wishes that she could finish.
AJ all day, right there.
No, she finishes.
Who you got? Who you got?
AJ
Styles. Okay.
AJ all day.
Oh, there you go.
The phenomenal one.
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna have to definitely out smash this. The fact that me and Chin is also still there, in the OC. The OC just look badass. They're more of a unity than the actual Bullet Club. So I'm gonna have to definitely do this. And AJ Styles is back in the house that he built. So let's go.
That's
too. Yeah,
that too.
I agree everything what you said. So I smash.
Yeah, I'm smashing too, guys. It's AJ being back. The house that he built, like you said, Justin. The way the OC was presented tonight makes it feel like a legit. That's one we haven't really seen since like way back when.
Man, since like
AJ
2018.
Styles
like,
versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that was Extreme Rules.
Yeah, Extreme Rules, and that was a fantastic match.
Yeah.
Imagine this now.
Yeah.
That would
That's
be an
what I'm
interesting
saying.
because that's something that Roman hasn't actually faced. He hasn't faced a wrestler that actually has his own faction, his own muscle behind him.
Mhm.
That's very true too.
So that could be an interesting factor there.
So we're all smashing. Damage Control as a unit, not broken up, all getting moved to SmackDown. Smash or pass?
I'm smash. Oh, you know what? I'll smash because you have the potential of the breakup, and then you have more women that can be in the women's division. So for that reason, I'm smashing. Io Shirai could have her own. She could go her own. She doesn't need to be with Damage Control. So I'm smashing for that reason right there.
I am going to go ahead and smash in terms of the educated pick that SmackDown executives made. Why pick a specific member of Damage Control and break up the faction when you can just draft all three of them? And if they break up on their own, now you have three established singles wrestlers one singles wrestler and a tag team and Io and Dakota. So I've always been a proponent of you draft the tag team, whether you want both competitors or not, or you draft the faction. That way you have the faction there, and if they split up, now you have more depth to your roster. So I think the logistics of it just makes more sense.
You're right. You see, that's what I'm saying. I cut up the chicharrones and then you fry them. See, like you're right there. You're right there.
And then Ivan pours the Valentina.
It's gonna be like, this is good. This is good. Matt's gonna be like, this is good.
Yes, Smash. I like it, but at first I was hesitant because they're gonna start with the Bianca feud. No, I don't want none of that. Leave it alone. But what SmackDown did on the other pick, which I'm pretty sure Red is going to mention, I'm really invested because maybe they could do something new. And like how I mentioned earlier about the women's tag team titles, see how they're able to once again try to give it some life, some recognition. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I'll smash it. But let's get into what Ivan just talked about. Speaking of the women's tag team titles, the last draft pick for SmackDown, NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, or as I lovingly refer to them, Team Firecrotch, now officially on SmackDown. Smash or pass? Well, I'm smashing Team Firecrotch all day. So
same here. Love it. Love the addition. I think that's what I'm talking about. About the the women's tag team. We're seeing this. Okay, start building them then. And at least you're gonna have that title that can go to any brand. They better not do a separate fucking tag team titles. That makes no fucking sense. They better not do that. I think let's just keep it away.
They could still drop the titles on NXT because they were challenged by Team
Ninja.
Team Ninja.
Yeah, Team Ninja. I'm surprised they didn't get drafted as of yet. Hopefully they do.
They might get drafted. They might get drafted. But yeah, I'm a smash it too, just because that's a tag team that kind of just came about because they were feuding with each other, and they're better than them. I feel like in terms of characters and stuff. But remember, Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch started off as rivals and became a really good tag team that fit together. It just made sense. Yeah. And Alba Fire and Isla Dawn give me the same vibes. And them being called up to the main roster is a great move because they're main roster worthy. They're main roster ready.
Agreed.
And it's going to only add to the women's division the depth to SmackDown and Raw. So this is going to be great. They're actually adding tag teams. So right now, SmackDown has 2 women's tag teams. That like SmackDown was drafted in bulk tonight because Melissa, when she saw the draft, end results, she's like, "Damn, it looks like SmackDown got way better stuff than Raw. Raw barely got any wrestlers because they drafted in bulk because they got the entirety of the OC, the majority of the Bloodline minus the Usos, Damage Control, and the women's tag team, the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions,
and the Street Profits,
Mm-hmm. And then you go over. I think the only solo pick, no pun intended, was maybe Bianca.
I think so.
Yeah,
Edge
I agree.
and Bobby.
Edge
and Bobby.
Edge, Bobby, and Bianca. Yes. And then if you go over on Raw, the only variety pick they got was Imperium.
That was it. Yeah, everything else was singles.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you would think they'd want more wrestlers considering they have an extra hour to fill.
Yeah. But it was on SmackDown. What do you? I mean, you have to give the expectation for SmackDown to be like, oh my god, yeah, all right. Watching on Raw is gonna be the same thing. Same thing on Raw. They're gonna be drafting, the guys we mentioned, probably Rollins for sure, and then other tag teams. We'll see. We'll see what they'll do on Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Vince, you're still getting dog walked in that chat. And Melissa, if you can hear me, if you want to get him some supplies to walk him like the dog that he's getting walked on in the chat, you can go to dog.com. Dog.com is your online dog supply shopping and information destination. Everything your dog needs, from toys and treats and food, is available, including collars and leashes. They even have outdoor gear and water safety gear for your furry friends. So go to dog.creationworld.com and receive up to 64% off your order today. That's dog.creationworld.com.
I actually got the Pfizer vaccine. I didn't get Johnson. What was I saying?
Did somebody ask that question?
Is this
I see it. Okay.
Oh, there's the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Okay.
Yeah. This is probably going to be the highlight of the entire.
I was
going
to say the only Johnson & Johnson Vince got was at the Glory Hole last night.
I was going to say the lotion. That lavender hibiscus.
I had to do one.
Lavender hibiscus.
It's okay. It's
all right.
This is the honorary, the unofficial roast of Vince. So I'm here for it.
Are you good, or do you have to take off? Because I know you said.
No, I'm still good. Yeah, I'm still good.
Okay.
I still got some time because I got another second job. But yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's get into what we normally do here, ladies and gentlemen, which is our spits. Yes, Vince.
Also, did anyone else catch that they were saying that the rest of the eligible draftees from tonight are going to be drafted in the Peacock's live stream special called SmackDown Lowdown or Laydown or something like that? So tomorrow at Peacock in the morning, the rest of the eligible draftees from tonight are going to be drafted tomorrow morning.
All right. Well, I mean, maybe we could do a fun little spitter, swallow, smash or pass segment on the rest of the eligible draftees.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we could do a live react. We could do a live react spitter swallow tomorrow. Letting y'all know right now, because I'll be at home.
We'll see what time, and we'll work that out. If
it's gonna be early in the morning while you're at work.
Like I said, we'll see, because I might be busy early in the morning. So we'll talk. We'll figure it out.
You're gonna be busy with me, man.
Whoa.
Are we talking about pinching your nipples again? Because I'm still curious as to why only one is pierced. All right.
So many questions. We got to put it behind the paywall.
Prove it.
Hey, while we're spending time together, Vince, the only question I want to know is spit or swallow.
I am gonna swallow the start to Monday Night Raw, which, by the way, spoilers, my show of the week, because I was actually in attendance. Great show. I thought it was a solid show from start to bottom. I know there were some tweaks and tinkerings that were done by the other Vince that runs the creative, or head of creative right now. But they opened up with Cody Rhodes. We got to start the entire show with the Cody Rhodes Kingdom theme song. We gave one of the loudest woes I've heard. Like the chat, like our group chat was saying that it was one of the loudest woes that they've seen. It was fun. They teased the match between Finn and Cody, which we got towards the end in the opening of, or the start of the 9 o'clock hour. So it was great. I liked the match as well. Just solid all around.
Yeah.
By the way, Will said he's down. So if I can't do it, maybe you can get with Will, the other Johnson, in your Johnson & Johnson fantasy, and do a little spitter, swallow, smash or pass on the. Also, Allison, the gore is a spear. The gore is a spear. Anyway.
No.
What's a gore? Huh? I already can tell Vince will say that.
I agree with you, Vince. Swallowing that opening segment, Cody doing his little Magic Mike routine, and then begging Brock to give it to him harder because he can take it. That whole thing, kicking off Raw, entertained the shit out of me. Even though I'm not a big fan of Finn coming out, being a part of that.
Hey,
yeah.
If Finn gets drafted to Raw with the rest of the Judgment Day, maybe he can be in that tournament. They can recuperate and rebuild him up. Maybe he can do the Seth Rollins' old gimmick of redesign, rebuild, reclaim, and with the new Finn Balor. Yeah,
or Dom, our guy Dom.
No, Dom's already built up. He's like the biggest heel.
Built
I got you.
That's what
he's built different. No, yeah, for sure.
Just spit or swallow.
Okay, so to kind of think about outside the WWE, because I got my man Ivan here. Mercedes Moné and Mayu Adatawani for the IWGP Women's Title match was definitely swallow all over. Mercedes lost her title, but I still think that she's not done in doing her world domination, and Mayu Adatawani is up and coming. So swallow that. I know you got something to say, so.
No, I agree. That match
yeah.
Fire. Like that match was, good.
Yeah, shit. I seen you tweeting about
it. The whole event was just top to bottom. The whole card was fantastic.
Yeah,
And now I'm getting more invested to get myself, to watch more Stardom.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard when you have so many promotions to watch. It's like Jesus.
Yeah, and they don't really promote when they're going to have a show either.
No, they don't. They barely do that. So it's like it's kind of tough too at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something that, I feel that Japan made the right move. You need someone like her to put eyes on your product for us casual fans. Mm-hmm. That's what you really need. You need to do that. And, and then now with the whole, they're going to create a New Japan Women's Strong Championship at Resurgence, a tournament. I think it's her, Widow Nightingale, and I forgot who else. I have, there's two other people in the card I need to see, but yeah, I'm for sure going to be attending to that event because I got to see, Monet live tonight.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, shout out to May You Want My Tummy, new champ.
I didn't get a chance to see the match, but I'll swallow that too. Anything Mercedes Moné, I'll swallow. You support my girl. She's in my Mount Rushmore of wrestling after all, so she'll get the swallow for me too.
Ivan, you're up next. Better swallow.
I'm trying to think what has happened this week in pro wrestling. You know what? Let's jump to. Let's just do some AEW. So you know what? I will spit on it. There's a reason why I will spit on it.
Okay.
Because I digress. The fact that we saw last week with the whole TNT title, the hot potato, the 24/7, the AEW 24/7 title. That's what I call it on Circle Debate. I call that shit the AEW 24/7.
He does.
Ritter hears that. And I digress the fact that you created this belt, and this is supposed to be your prestigious belt.
Right.
And you're making the international more relevant, but which we already see why, because your boy Orange Cassidy, he's your guy. You dress Tony Khan dressed like him, and for Halloween, so of course they're best buddies. I spit on the fact that just because of that, that belt is nothing. It might as well just get rid of it. Might as well just have your international be like your mid card or your high mid card title. That's the case.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because if you're not booking, what I wanted to see from Wardlow and Hobbs was for them to begin that feud, but not to drop it within each other. It makes no fucking point. He's winning it, then the following week he's going to win it, then the following week he's going to win it. No, you prolong the story, but have that individual carry that belt and make it something. Like I said, that's the case. Bring Miro back and have him get the belt. Let him carry that because he made that belt relevant. I'm sorry. If people don't think that Miro's run as a TNT champion.
He was the redeemer.
He was a redeemer. I gotta redeem my gods, and I love all that shit. If that was his idea, that was really, really good character idea.
I think, Ivan, like what you see is that there's really no need for two mid-card titles with the international
separate. Remember, they got to do a split.
Unless there's two brands. Like if they do two brands, then yeah. But then now you run the risk of like, what do you do with your world title? Like do you make a new world title? Do you make an interim world champion? Because they have a history of doing that as well. I think that's what it is. Like they can rebuild the TNT title, because I look at the TNT title and I look at the international title, and I like the TNT title design a little bit more. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I've seen it a little bit longer. But bigger names have held that title too, so it could easily be reestablished. Just put it on Gunther. He elevates all the titles.
Gunther wants an AEW, right?
I agree with Ivan, mostly because I said it. They have this history of someone wins the TNT title, then they go on TV and they have squash matches with local talent. And at this point, guys like Wardlow and Hobbs don't need to be doing that. That does nothing. And when I said something about it, someone on Twitter's like, oh, well, it's a television show. I'm like, okay, well, you have a large roster of men, haven't beat any one of those. And they're like, oh, why? So you can complain that one of your faves lost. And it's like, no, that's not the fact. Like, that's not what's going on here. It's the whole side argument of people like, because I said something criticizing AEW, they felt defensive and had to come and attack me when like AEW sucks. I didn't say that. I just said, hey, I'd like you to do this better, but neither here nor there. But it's the hot potato title. It's AEW 24/7 title. And the thing is, they don't really have a mid-card title because the All-Atlantic, now the International Championship, was supposed to be a journeyman's title that they took outside of the promotion and defended, everywhere else with the banner of AEW. The TV title was supposed to be a TV title, which generally in the history of wrestling, if you look at places like WCW or ECW, was kind of like a secondary or even a third tier title. It was never, that on the prestige of an Intercontinental Championship in that way, shape, or form. So they don't really have that title. Hopefully they turn the International into that. Maybe that's why they rebranded it. Maybe hopefully that's where they're going. But I'm spitting. I love Wardlow, but I'm spitting everything with that.
Yeah, there you go.
What was its original name, by the way?
The All-Atlantic, but it didn't make sense because Japan is not on the Atlantic. It somehow competed for it. So
I think that's why they changed it, because they were getting grilled about like it doesn't
make sense geographically.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, Tony Khan was on a good one. I was like, just call it all the title. Let's do this. Let's call it right now. I'm pretty sure he was feeling good.
By the way, I'd like to clarify. I think what Melissa was trying to say is that I like a large roster of men, and that's not necessarily.
I'm pretty sure she meant you like a large roaster of men. 100%. Vince, and your large roaster of men, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna spit, man. And I talked about this on Get Your Podcast. By the way, cheap plug. Go ahead and check out the latest Get Your Podcast episode with Justin, Benji, and Garn and I. I'm spitting the treatment and the booking of the LWO because they have yet to win, and we talked about it last week. And specifically, I'm gonna highlight Rey Mysterio. He has yet to win a match. Technically, he won by DQ on Monday, but still, he has not gotten the victory since he beat Dominic at WrestleMania. And he's supposed to be like building up LWO or whatever. And it's like the only one really building up LWO is Selena Vega. Outside of that, like Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, Santos Escobar, it's kind of like became like a background character when he was the head dude of Legado. So that's what I'm spinning right now. It's like I'm gonna let it continue to be booked and see where creative goes after the draft. But currently, right now, I'm spitting what they're doing with Rey Mysterio, and I'm spitting what they're doing with LWO because they should make them a little bit more of a legit thing.
I mean,
no, I agree.
To be fair, they did give them their own theme music.
Yes,
so they actually have LWO theme music that has a little bit of Eddie's music in there.
The match they had on Monday, by the way, of Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde versus the Usos. Fantastic match. That was fantastic match. Probably one of the match of the nights, if not the match of the night. Second to Cody versus Finn.
And Zelina came out tonight and got a win, representing and announced as representing the LWO, and dropped the SmackDown Women's Champion on her head, reversing her finisher as a representative of the LWO. So they're working on it, Vince. They're working on it.
I just been burned in the past. AEW has burned me in the past. WWE has burned me in the past. You know, she didn't like the match between Selena and Sonya.
No,
No, Melissa was like, "This is a whack ass match. This match sucks."
You know what? I'll spit. I'm also gonna join you in spitting on Rey Mysterio, because what we have seen so far in the last 3-4 years, he's just a bad dad giving bad advice, and he continues to give bad advice to Selena
You're not
Vega.
helping Justin.
But listen,
You're not making the case
They could have cut that out where she was talking to Selena and like motivating her, and I was undersized and I overcome, and at Puerto Rico you could overcome too. Like, yo, you straight up lied to her.
Listen,
you lied to her.
Devil's advocate here. You said terrible father. He was not giving parenting advice. He was giving wrestling advice. He just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Where he failed in parenting, he succeeded in wrestling.
Oh, yeah, but she said thank you, Poppy.
No, you didn't. No, she didn't.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, I'm like, no, she didn't, just.
All right, just spit or swallow.
That was my spit.
No,
the Rey Mysterio.
You tagged on to his.
Oh, okay.
You don't get to do your own thing unless I announce you. We've had the discussion, so you're going to go again.
Yeah, here I go. I got you. So the spit I'm going to give is, I think Daniel Bryan injected himself into some cocaine that Tony Khan was having, because while he was giving his speech on KT, how he should join Back Blue Come by Come, he fumbled his words. And he said, you should join the elite. And he said, oh, no, I mean, Back Blue Come by Come, the BBC. And then everyone got on him for that. I thought that was hilarious. And he tried to be so serious, and he was trying not to laugh because knowing that he fumbled his lines. But what I will spit is what he said about Kenny Omega. Can
you run what BCC stands for by me one more time?
Blackpool Comeback Club? Blackpool Comeback Club?
Okay.
Right?
That is not what I heard. I heard Back Blue Come by Come.
You heard?
That's what I heard. And I was like,
you snuck it in there trying to see if no one noticed.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I'm like, all right, I want to see her. Knowing Ritter, because I do watch the show, he's gonna catch it. I know Ritter can catch it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna definitely spit that Daniel Bryan.
Back Blue Come by.
Yeah, no, Brian fucked that up. I however personally enjoyed the fact that the BCC came out, beat up Takeshita and Kenny Omega, and then the Bucks tried to make the save but failed, and then Takeshita fucked up, and then they're like, "Yeah, he's with us," and he's like, "No, the fuck, I'm not. What are you? Don't touch me!" Right, and then we went off air. So
I don't know what's gonna. It's a good story so far. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Ivan, spit or swallow.
Oh, right. So I'm gonna spit again. I'm gonna spit on the fact of, even though I know it's early, but it's a fucking shame. Jay White's booking already. I am already getting upset of Jay White's booking. I am. It's just, you're really booking this man to start his feud with Shawn Spears and Ricky Starks. I don't mind Ricky Starks though, but Shawn Spears, well, due respect, Shawn Spears. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not the perfect 10 booking.
No, this is a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Grand Slam World Champion for New Japan, and this is how you're booking. This is where I look. Tony Khan is like a little kid in the candy store. Oh yeah, I'm gonna sign this guy. I'm gonna sign this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna sign him. Who did he just sign earlier that week? Roderick Strong. Roddy made his fucking. He may come back. Okay, he's all elite. Jesus Christ. Who else is all elite? Come on, tell me. Vince, are you gonna be all elite? I mean, we're gonna see that next week. We might see that.
Yeah.
So it's just Jesus. I mean, what are you gonna? Okay, this is where it's oversaturated.
True.
Instead of trying to create to please your baby boy Punk, you should invest of adding an extra hour to Rampage. 2 hours, 2 hours Dynamite, 2 hours of Rampage.
Look, they're already talking about doing this AEW Collision. Just move Rampage to Saturday and make it a 2-hour show.
I agree.
Because making it a 1 hour show after SmackDown is not good, because there's so many times where there's NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, or whatever is going on, and they get bumped all the time. I I'm with you, Evan. I don't like the booking of Jay White as well in AEW. My fantasy booking would have been him attacking Adam Cole, and you have Adam Cole versus Jay White as this opening feud, and him trying to recruit Adam Cole to Bullet Club Gold because he's a former Bullet Club member. Right. Maybe that's how you start that story. But I don't know, man.
It should have been that because remember, Jay White was the one that injured Adam Cole in that fatal 4-way from Forbidden Door.
Yes.
So that should have been the feud to begin with. But I get it. You want to have Adam Cole start something with Jericho. That's fine. I'm okay with that too. I have no issue.
I don't get that, but okay.
I don't get it either. But I think the way how I see it with that is it's been a while. Ring rust. Okay, he had a match with Daniel Garcia. Okay, I get that. Maybe just to, I guess, maybe get rid of the ring rust away from Adam Cole and book him with someone who will take care of him like Jericho. I don't get it either, but I mean, I don't mind seeing the match. I think the first time, why not? I don't mind it. The story, I just don't get. Like, what the fuck's the point of it? Like,
could be better.
Yeah, it could have been booked better, but it would have made more sense with Jay White and Adam Cole. The one thing I know is going to happen down the line, which I hope it does happen, and they book it correctly, is, I mean, this is another like WCW style, NWO Wolfpack, NWO Black and White, Black and Red. Now you have Bullet Club Gold. You will see El Fantasmo coming, since he got kicked out of the Bullet Club in Japan. Don't be surprised he's going to be the third member and heading to AEW. Don't be surprised in 2 weeks you're going to see Tony Khan announcing on Twitter, El Fantasmo is all elite. So yeah, don't be surprised if that.
Actually, I pitched that last week that El Fantasmo should be all elite and join Bullet Club Gold because
I don't mind it.
He got kicked out of David Finley's Bullet Club over there in New Japan, so it makes sense in that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, but I would love to see. I like what they did, like going to every promotion except WWE, going to Impact. I like that. That's a takeover. That's what Bullet Club's all about. I like this, but I'm okay if he goes to AEW. But if they don't book that fucking faction where it's supposed to be, then you will be hearing me talking shit.
You know what you should do? You know what they should do with Bullet Club Gold? They should add a member that has already been fantasy booked to be in Bullet Club in the past. That's CM Punk. Put CM Punk in Bullet Club.
Oh my god.
That's gonna get so much shit. So many people stirred up on the IWC, and I feel like it stirred you up a little bit there, Ivan.
Well, I mean, there's a Bullet Club member that they're not even tapping into. Jeff Jarrett is there.
Oh no! Hell no!
Jeff Jarrett running Bullet Club Black and Silver.
Oh my god! Ain't that great? No, he didn't great. He's great to be backstage, not in the ring.
Oh my god!
No. Hell no!
Ridiculous.
Jesus.
Spend my days working hard on the. Okay.
Since Bagley brought it up, I'm gonna throw a quick swallow in there. Roderick Strong saving Adam Cole. Joining, he's been signed since November. They kept it quiet. Great job. Showed up. Had the Kill Switch Engage music. Messiah of the Backbreaker, breaking backs, doing his thing on the JAS when nobody else could. Love to see it. So yeah,
I'm just
three-fourths of the Undisputed Era back in AEW.
Well, don't talk about me drinking White Claws. I don't drink White Claws. You do. Anyways, Will does. There's physical proof, physical evidence that he drinks White Claws. So, like that's twice. First, he talks about being a passenger princess when he's himself is a passenger princess. So you can't shame me on things you partake in, Will.
I mean, he's not shaming them. He's just pointing out similarities between you two, factual statements, if you will.
Okay.
So, you don't drink.
Were you gonna say something about Roddy Strong?
Yeah. Sorry, the chat is just on another
tonight.
level tonight. It's just on another level tonight.
It's great.
It's
all for
great.
Oh, that ain't all for me. How you talking about? That's all for you, Ritter, not for me.
But yeah, so I'm gonna swallow Roddy being AEW because hopefully down the line, when Kyle O'Reilly comes back, we get the reunion of Undisputed Era in All Elite Wrestling. They feel like All Elite Wrestling talent, anyways, when they were in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spit in the fact that maybe this brings back Bobby Fish to AEW if they want to do the full Undisputed Era, because honestly this is probably the only spot that's left for him that makes sense.
Okay, you do that.
You don't need it. I'm just saying Tony Khan.
But what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do with them?
Red Dragon.
Okay, Red Dragon is back with Roddy.
He's gonna get injured.
You got the Undisputed.
You know what he is? You know what he is? He's gonna be their Chase Owens. He's gonna always take the L's when they need to take an L in a match.
That's already been happening when he was at NXT, when he was so this
exactly. So it's a role he's familiar with.
Might want to fight him in the ring then. So there, he just got his first win, and so.
I mean, it's whatever. But yeah, swallowing Roddy. His wife Marina Shafir is there. He got to team up with Adam Cole. But I'm just spinning the fact that for whatever reason, who was it that came out and helped them too? Orange Cassidy and who?
Bandito.
Bandito.
And Bandito. Like, that seems so random. Now we have a random match against the Jagoffs versus Bandito, Orange Cassidy, and one half of the Undisputed Era.
It started because when Renee Paquette was interviewing his backstage Adam Cole, and then I guess was it Adam Cole, or you think it was Adam Cole, and then Orange and Bandito came. Oh, you want to talk about our match? No, I was just talking about Adam Cole. Yeah. And then he walks up, Bandito does the same thing, and I guess that's how you could say how it started. Like, oh, let me go help this guy, but why want to help him? Maybe he hasn't you just you have a fucking history with that. Why do you want to help him out? That's where I'm lost right there.
And if
who could have came out was Keith Lee.
Fuck the JAS, that's why.
Keith Lee
should have came out.
Keith Lee
that makes more sense.
Well, Keith Lee can't come out because he's tag team with Dustin Rhodes on fucking Rampage. And
that's natural wizards, right? You got the wizard man, and you got the other man who's
Ivan. You want to talk about terrible booking? That's terrible booking right there. You had a guy that could have been on the level on challenging the Roman Reigns when he was in the Royal Rumble and was face to face with Brock Lesnar, and now he's over here being in the tag team with Dustin Runnels.
Wearing a fucking cape.
This man is
wizard.
Midlife crisis over in AEW. Someone save my man's out of AEW. He needs, let him go to Impact. I feel like Impact might use him.
I am curious to know if he's the one doing it, because if he's booking his own character, because mind you, Tony Khan is more like, yeah, you guys can do whatever you want. Yeah, nobody's running the insane asylum. Nobody is. Just Jerry going to do shit.
They need a warden.
They had a warden. William Regal, but they didn't give him that title. If they would have given him that title, that position, for him to call it, I guarantee it would have been different right now. Honestly, it would have been different. He would have stayed. But no, he decided to leave because what are they going to do with him?
Oh, God, I hope that's not the case. Will saying it's Goldust Booker T from Wish.
Oh.
And I hope they didn't just let's pair Dustin Rhodes with another black wrestler.
Who's going to have the Tourette's?
It'd be Dustin again.
Yeah, Dustin again.
But this time he gets electrocuted by, the key from Keith Lee when he charges up to go.
Lee.
Just spit or swallow.
Okay. So I'm gonna swallow the promo that MJF gave towards Darby Allin. He was basically saying that how you're not gonna accomplish anything and all this, but then he had this line where saying Darby should go back to doing what he does best, basically using his tears to go play with himself while listening to Chemical Romance. I thought that was hilarious.
Shout out to My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, what's wrong with Chemical Romance?
Shout out to My Chemical Romance.
There you go.
I'm not okay. Teenagers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on.
The Black Parade,
But again, just MJF being MJF, you know what I'm saying? Swallow that all day.
Do you use your tears to lube when you jerk off to My Chemical Romance, Vince?
No, I just raw dog it.
And is My Chemical Romance what comes on before or after Booker T?
I think it's the pregame to Booker T because Booker T hypes you up.
Or do you play that segment where you ask him, "Do you want a bite of my wiener?" Is that what? Is that?
Oh my God. No, I don't even know a single U2 song, by the way. Jesus,
Deep Throat Corn Dogs.
Man, the chat is hot on you today,
bro.
man.
Like it's you know how it started though, because I have a group chat with my friend Benny and Jesus. And it's like, and Jesus is like, Ben, let's go and like mess with Vince and like heckle Vince during his podcast. I'm like, what time is it on? 9 p.m. Then they're like, where is it, Vince? Boo! What the fuck, Vince? Where's the live stream? So then they go both in the live stream and they started it. Will's like, this is fun. Let me add to this. Then Allison's adding to it. Then JJ adds to it. Bakley, of course, Bakley's gonna.
Oh, Bakley all day.
Yeah,
all
this
day,
is right
every
up
day,
Bakley's alley. And then now even my own girlfriend's adding to it. So, fun episode.
Good time.
I haven't spit or swallow.
I swallow Trinity Fatu. Signed to Impact. I am happy.
That'll make JJ happy. She wanted us to talk about that earlier.
Yeah, I thought we were going to cover it on News and Rumors.
I am happy that she's there, and it's for me. It's a great pickup for Impact. The fact is that
yes,
mind you, Impact is so underrated. People don't give them the credits due. We'll talk about stories and bookings. They've done really tremendously, great with the bookings and their storylines. I like it. It's just like I mentioned. There's so many promotions that we can watch. It's like I can't be a couch potato 24 hours and watch. It's hard for me. I can see maybe certain days, but not to catch up, but not every day. Jesus, but I think it's a good pickup. It's going to elevate the women's roster now to what they have currently. I wouldn't mind to see her and Steele's going at it. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I wouldn't mind her and Deonna Purrazzo. I think she's really gonna help that women's roster more up high than where it's at right now. With what they have, I like it. I'm excited. I am really excited for her future, and I think she's gonna be the next one in line. Taking the belt from Deonna Purrazzo, maybe, but who knows? I mean, I don't know how they're booking this now as we speak with with Mickie James dropping the belt because she's in her injury. So I don't know if they're gonna bring her back to try to gain it back, because I know she wants to have her last run, and I think I don't know if she either wanted. I think Deonna would be the one to retire her, which is I feel like it should have been Deonna Purrazzo the one to retire her, and that would have been a great match to see.
Yeah,
but I'm excited. Trinity Fatu, I'm all for it. Swallow it, and let's see what happens at Impact.
Vince, real quick, the reason it wasn't in News and Rumors is because it's Katie's job to do News and Rumors now, and I remembered that after this morning.
So I was gonna.
Okay. Impact is not my purview of News and Rumors.
So when you were
five
talking,
people watch Impact. So
when you were talking about News and Rumors, I was gonna chime in. I'm like, Ashley, I was gonna talk about the Trinity Fatu going to Impact, but I was also gonna mention CM Punk being backstage. Those two things. I was gonna
not news.
It's news.
Thank you.
CM Punk went to Raw and Vince said, "Get him out of here," and he said hi to a couple. People. That's not fucking news. I love CM Punk. I'm one of the few people that are still riding for CM Punk, but him being at Raw to say hi to a couple friends because it was in Chicago, and then Vince saying, "I need him to leave," is not news.
It's new. I thought it fit the News and Rumors categories part because it's significant in the fact that this is the first time he's been backstage at a WWE show since he walked out. True. And I mentioned that on Get Show. So that's the only newsworthy aspect of it. And the fact that the details were coming out that he was there to mend fences with The Miz and Triple H, that's what I wanted to cover and talk about. But I talked about it on Get Show. Going back to
after he mended fences with Jericho, so Jericho could be his liaison to the AEW locker room, because that's what apparently he fucking needs is Jericho going and he's okay now, guys. We talk like who gives a fuck what Jericho anyway?
You're right. Who gives a fuck about Jericho?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm going to go back to what.
Hey man, he's the good joke, right? He's the greatest Jericho of all time. He's the Tom Brady of professional wrestling. The good joke.
Whoa. Insulting Tom Brady there. I'm also I'm with you, Evan. I'm swallowing the whole Trinity Fatu thing, signing with Impact Wrestling, because like Bakley mentioned, it's in Chicago, and actually Justin and I are actually kind of like trying to see, are we actually going to go? Do we like do an impromptu Get Yo podcast, like meet up at Impact tomorrow?
Yeah, it's Cicero. You're right. Shout out.
Yeah. So we'll go to Cicero, then get some Danico's pizza afterwards, since we're already in the area.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, even though you don't have windows, you can still spit or swallow, Vince.
Gonna go ahead and swallow Bad Bunny on Raw, coming out to the defense of Rey Mysterio, beating the fuck out of Damian Priest with the kendo stick, challenging him to a street fight at Backlash, because that was a swerve. I totally thought they were gonna go Judgment Day versus Rey and Bad Bunny in a tag match, but now the fact that you're gonna get Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest in the singles street fight is good, because that means that Bad Bunny is able to like have a story like outside, do like all these like extracurricular activities outside the ring, not have to worry about telling an actual in-ring match, you know, because he's not an in-ring technician, you know, he's not a Bryan Danielson, he's not an AJ Styles,
he's not a Pat McAfee, I'll tell you that.
But Pat McAfee botched a few of his last moves.
It happens. I mean,
it happens, but he's been very successful in the short matches that he's had in WWE, whether that was in the Rumble or the tag match. I think this is going to be perfect. Yes. And I'm also double swallowing. This is a double load that I'm swallowing here. The fact that two Puerto Ricans are wrestling each other in Puerto Rico, that's dope to see. So just representation in general, that's really cool to see. Yeah. And Damian Priest is going to take care of Bad Bunny, and they're going to tear the house down.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be a really good match. I'd actually, since there is no world title match, I'd petition to make this the main events.
Because I won't be surprised if it is, to be honest with you. I would not be surprised. So, and I'm with you. I think that's going to be probably the main event. I think it will be, because it's Bad Bunny. I mean, we see what he has done.
It was the main event of Raw.
Well, yeah. I mean, and obviously the ratings for Raw, they competed with the NBA final. I mean, playoffs. So they did well. So they didn't drop as much. They were still up there like how they normally are every Monday, especially with the demos, 1849. But I'm with you. I think this is going to be the main event. Bad Bunny, he's done a lot for his country. He's done a lot for Puerto Rico. For God's sakes, he performed at a gas station on top of the roof.
Yeah, on top of the for free.
Yep, for free for all his for his home country, but in Puerto Rico. So he has to be the main event. He's going to be the attraction, and it gives a spotlight to WWE, and mainly and especially for Priest, because he's Puerto Rican.
Yes, 1,000.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. By the way, Melissa is not a fan of Bad Bunny at the moment because of the whole Kendall Jenner stuff.
Oh my god.
Because she doesn't support Kendall Jenner, but we won't go into it because that's a conversation for a different kind of podcast. We can talk about it in the post show if you want.
Just spit or swallow.
Yeah, so I'm going to swallow NXT Spring Breakin'. Carmelo Hayes retaining his championship against Grayson Waller. Great match, I thought, by two guys who are up and coming. Obviously, Carmelo Hayes is better, but Grayson Waller has really stepped up in some of these big title matches, I think. I'm not like a huge fan of Grayson Waller. I hate the golden sneaker gimmick. I think it's dumb. But yeah, Carmelo Hayes retaining. He is him.
I like Grayson Waller because he has a lot of charisma.
Yeah,
that guy speaks charisma for sure. Of course, you don't need to be a high caliber star in the ring, like flippity floppity. No, tell a story in the ring, a body slam, make me boo you, make me hate you because why you body slammed them. Give him an elbow drop so you can say, "You want to see this elbow drop? Oh, okay, here you go." Entertain me, but also. You don't need to have that flippity flop. No, Racer is the future for that, and I don't be surprised later, maybe next year, Mania Takeover. We might see Grayson Waller be the next NXT World Champion. I feel it's too soon, but
I feel you. Like he gets it. He gets it. He gets what to do in the ring and stuff. Yeah.
I just want to point out that you guys have been wrong this entire time about Vince being a parent. He's a sugar baby. And his sugar mama's in the chat right now. Neither here nor there.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
Allison,
see, my princess.
I used to keep up with the Kardashians. Not anymore. Not anymore.
What was that question? There was a question.
Yeah, Allison was like Vince watches Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I see. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
There's so much going on. It's hard to keep up, honestly.
I'm gonna jump in because I need to get this one in as we're getting close to hitting that 2-hour mark. I'm swallowing the family defeating Pretty Deadly in the trunk match to open NXT. Now, while I still believe they should have taken my idea for what the trunk match should have been, and it should have been a parking lot brawl, like
1,000?
Eddie Guerrero, John Cena style, where it was just a bunch of trunks open. That's what they should have done. Everything they did, from putting them in the trunk, driving them, pulling over, getting out, slamming the trunks on their head, and then sending Pretty Deadly off into the ether, dropping them off in the lake and being done with them. That whole thing, as an Italian from Chicago, absolutely fucking loved it. So shout out to my boys, the family, the Don and Stacks, and that match. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Forget about it.
I'm with you, man. I can't. They should. I don't know, man. I feel they should have been the NXT Tag Team Champions on the last event. What was it? Before Mania? Was it after Mania? Before Mania? I remember. When it was like the fatal, was it Fatal 4-Way, right? When was it Valentine's Day?
Was that Revolution? New Year's Evil, or
when Gallus won the belts? It was Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah. St. Valentine's Day.
I really thought I really wanted the family to win it. That would have been so perfect because like the story, like how D'Angelo and it's just everything makes sense. I like it. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was just like, no, but I got invested. I love the whole story. These guys.
I think they should add more to the family. Like me and Matt, we were going back and forth because it was Legado versus the D'Angelo family for a while there. Then the D'Angelo family lost a member, and then so did Legado, and then they got called up. But I don't know. I thought this was perfect, a good win for them because they needed some type of win, some kind of momentum. Also, with the rumors that Pretty Deadly might be getting called up to Raw or SmackDown in the draft, makes all the sense in the world to write them off this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you continue to add to that tag team division if you bring them up to Raw or SmackDown. So yeah, I'll swallow that with you, Matt. I watched the beginning of the spring break-in, and I'm like, you know what? I'll swallow that for Matt.
All right, Ivan, spit a swallow.
All right, this is gonna be my last one because it's all that time for me. I swallow because during that NXT spring break, the brawl between Dragunov and Jesus Christ, I can't believe Dijak. Oh, look, that feud is gonna be epic. I don't know what anybody says. That feud is gonna be, and that match itself is gonna be a banger. I'll guarantee you that. I mean. Dijak, Jesus, man. I'm happy that he went back to NXT because they weren't doing shit with him in Retribution or him just,
Oh yeah.
They nothing at all. And Dijak's underrated. Nobody gives him what credit's due. He's so underrated.
But
and
this
now
gimmick ain't in, man.
You know what? I know the gimmick is not winning me either, but how can I say he kind of reminds me of like. I'm trying to compare him to a character. He's almost like a semi hitman and semi Punisher almost.
He's Big Boss Man right now.
Well, yeah, I could say he was Big Boss Man. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought, to be honest, I really wanted Dijak to be with the family because that could have been your hitman right there, and that makes sense. That would have been that's your big man right there. So you have the Don, you have two Dons, and then you have your hitman. I think that would have made sense for me, but of course they went to another direction. But I'm looking forward to seeing this potential feud between them, Dragunov and Dijak. And I think it's anything that Dijak does in the ring, it's fantastic. It's just I know Vince. I know you mentioned about the character. I'm with you too. I think it needs a bit more, but he'll find himself eventually. But but this story, I'm excited for that story. For sure.
Yeah, a
And
lot
he
of
crushed with the loading bay door.
Say what?
He crushed Dragunov with the loading bay door.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Crazy.
Oh man, that looked brutal.
Crazy
too.
spot.
It's feels like too much.
Actually, we talked about it on Get Your Podcast. The first time I met Benji, I was
About the
dressed as-
costume, about the cop. You know that you like
the cop
Yes.
costume. Yeah.
Oh,
So the first time I met Benji, I was actually dressed as one of the fashion police. I was Fandango. My friend Tapia was Tyler Breeze, and we were actually walking around the arena cosplayed as the fashion police. And I took a picture with Benji, and because he thought I was like, I guess like part of the show or something. And then he's like, oh, like let's take a picture. And then like years later, we ended up being on the same podcast together, and we just happened to like realize that we took a picture with each other. We met beforehand, years before we even like started podcasting together. So yeah, I actually do dress up in the police costume. I have it. You know,
Officer Nasty, if you can hold on for a second. Ivan, you mentioned that was your last one. You have to go. So if you would, please go ahead and plug Circle of Debate, the Bloodline Entertainment Network that you are the president of, and everything you got going on for us.
Jesus. Well, first of all, I appreciate you very much, gentlemen, for having me on. It's an honor and a privilege to be on here.
this is great.
Smackin' Raw, man. I would love to come back. Just let me know, and
Oh, absolutely.
I'll make sure that I'll stay longer. But you know, it's end of month's quota, so I gotta take care of work things. You know how that is. But yeah, once again, I appreciate you guys, and of course, I see you guys' show. I see you too, Justin. You know, I tune in.
Yeah,
And-
we talk.
Yeah, we talk, brother. And you already know. And hopefully, maybe you guys could jump on Circle of Debate sometime.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. I've been there.
Yeah.
I have
You've
not
been there.
joined the inner circle of debating, but I hope down the line.
Down the line.
Yeah,
Down
I'm
the
part
line.
of Get Show and Smackin' It Raw. At some point, I should get an invite.
Of course, you will. You definitely will. But yes, you can find, of course, Circle Debate at all the socials at Circle Debate, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube as well. And also, you can find the Bloodline Entertainment Network on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube and on Twitch as well. And if you guys, as well, want everything all, looking for sports articles for baseball mock drafts, NFL mock drafts, or MMA, especially with Bakley Sports Bets, because he is part of the Bloodline Entertainment Network. He opens. You have Brett's top 10 matches a week that he has every week on that website, which is bloodlinenetwork.com. That's where you can find everything besides pro wrestling. You have MMA, you have MLB, you have NFL. You have also exclusive interviews as well, courtesy of the TK, the Banger Podcast, Tim King.
Shout out.
And of course, with Nick and the Universal Wrestling Podcast, Clark's Wrestling Podcast, Top Rope Wrestle Talk, Wrestle Bread, who's there exclusively every Thursdays. And yeah, we have so much content there, man. So much content on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. So go to bloodlinenetwork.com. You find everything there. And subscribe as well and follow us. Join us in the journey.
Yeah,
All of those things. Absolutely. All those guys over there are fucking fantastic. I love them all. I love you, Ivan. I've had a blast being
I
on
love you
Circle
more,
Debate
man. I love you more.
and hanging out with you. The
I
support
heart
that you guys
you.
have given us, I appreciate the shit out of, and it was great having you on. We will definitely have you back.
For sure.
All righty, guys. I'll see you
Yeah.
guys. I'll probably be watching when I'm away to work.
Sounds great.
Later.
All right, later, guys.
Later, Evan.
Later.
And as we're we're winding down here, we're gonna do a few more spits and swallows. We're gonna plug our ship, but this is our normal start time. So if you're catching us and you're like, oh, this show was fucking awesome. I wish I could stay up late and watch this. Why aren't they on earlier? I fucking can't. But to help you stay up late and watch this, you should get yourself some DUBBY. DUBBY is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They also have no
Nailed it.
maltodextrin fillers, and they don't use artificial dyes. DUBBY contains vitamins, amino acids, nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. The product is made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. DUBBY has handpicked what they believe to be the 10 most critical ingredients for focus and concentration. DUBBY contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. Fuck you, monster. DUBBY has Neurofactor, a patented all-natural coffee cherry extract to help fuel you. This ingredient is what gives DUBBY its laser focus and fast reflex effects, making it especially perfect for gamers or to help keep you up all night to pay attention to what we're spitting and swallowing. They disclose full ingredient amounts, and the product will never contain fillers, artificial dyes, or colors. DUBBY is also sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and keto-friendly. So if you go to dubby.creationworld.com and use code CREATIA, you can receive 10% off your order today. Again, that is dubby.creationworld.com and use code CREATIA.
You. Shout out to Katie.
Hi, Katie.
She came back. She missed the almost the entirety of the roast of Vince. It's continuing, but she missed a lot.
Vince uses DUBBY before he jerks off. I would too. Got to keep focused on
right.
Use DUBBY right before we get into the bedroom.
Everyone, let me know how you guys like the Smash or Pass segment, because if you guys enjoyed it, we're gonna do it for Jess. I know you and I appreciate you and I love you, but the listeners too in the chat, because we're gonna do it again for Raw after the next round of draft picks. So we'll find a way to incorporate Smash or Pass into the show going forward. See what you guys think. Maybe if there's like a tournament or something, we'll Smash or Pass the tournament entry, stuff like that. So let me know how you guys liked it. Will liked it. So
yeah, it was fun. It was fun, especially when we have stuff like draft where we go like pick by pick. It was good stuff, man. Matt, lead the way, man.
All right, Justin, spit or swallow.
I'm going to. So I thought about this, but I am going to swallow the NXT Women's Title match with Indy, Roxy, and Tiffany Stratton. Yeah. I really enjoyed that match. Now, yes, was there some botches with the Roxy and the arm drag situation? Yeah, but overall, I thought it was great. I thought the chemistry was there. I mean, yeah, Indy got hurt after that whole spot where she caught.
Oh man, that
Roxy.
sucks.
That just looks so bad.
Especially seeing her in the walking boot.
Yeah,
on tonight's SmackDown.
And then she had to do her finisher where she has to run. Like, oh my gosh, like you just fell for her, But, yeah, I enjoyed the match, and I'm down. I'm down with Indy as champion.
I'm with you. I mean, Indy getting drafted kind of puts a damper on that whole thing, and then also possibly being injured. But, in the moment, I enjoyed it. Tiffany has been great. Tiffy time and her little promo was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne, I'm pissed I didn't get my rocks off, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to get my rocks off. That's all I wanted on a Tuesday night was to get my rocks off, and I didn't get my rocks off. So, but,
damn it.
Any thoughts on getting your rocks off, Vince? Or
no. Going back to the match though. I don't know. I'm gonna gargle it because I'm just gonna gargle it for the simple fact that it's like it was such a good match up until Indy Hartwell got injured. I was enjoying the fuck out of that match.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can tell it kind of like, yeah. Melissa does get my rocks off, so there's that.
I hope she's talking to you because I'm the one that said I didn't get my rocks off, and then she's in the chat saying I get your rocks off, and I'm like, hey.
No, because you asked me about getting my rocks off.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna gargle the match just because of the injury. I feel like it was a damper of things in the match. So I don't know why have Indy retain if she was going to get drafted, unless they didn't knew who was going to get drafted beforehand.
Maybe she got drafted because she got injured and they're going to have her drop it.
Probably.
Yeah, because Ivan was talking about like, oh, they're going to bring up the titles. That's terrible. I think they're going to drop the women's tag titles on NXT, and then Indy's just going to relinquish the NXT women's title
to Caden and Katana, who challenged them on Tuesday for a title match.
Yeah, they might go ahead and be Team Firecrotch for the women's tag titles, and Indy might relinquish her women's title.
Kind of like what Paige did.
Yeah, because Paige did that when she got called up.
She also won the women's title when she got called up, so she couldn't hold it anymore. She couldn't hold both.
Also true.
I call bullshit because it's a case by case basis. To be honest,
it's a case by case.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spit a Get Yo moment. Get your gargoyle looking ass scripts off my TV.
Shout out Justin.
Fucking
Our man, our boy, Hill Tactics.
Dark Knight looking ass sitting on top of a fucking building in the rain, crouching down, talking shit. The fuck was that?
Dude, and then like it wasn't really him, right? It was like a picture. It was just a picture.
Dude, I don't fucking know.
Get your
they have not done
Phantom
scripts
Opera
right since he showed up. The fucked up mask and all this shit. Now they're doing his
I like Reggie.
gargoyle Batman bullshit. Yeah.
Right.
I kind of miss Reggie. Vince, spit or swallow.
That was good.
I'm gonna go. I don't think I have anything concrete to spit or swallow here. Honestly, to be honest, I'll do a quick swallow. I'm gonna swallow Chicago's own Mustafa Ali getting the dub finally. He hasn't gotten a win at all, so gonna swallow him getting the victory.
Okay.
On television. So yeah.
All right. Just you got one last spit or swallow.
So I'm going to swallow the Orange Cassidy Bandito match. I thought that was just widely entertaining. Bandito doing crazy things, and then Orange Cassidy just doing Orange Cassidy stuff, and then in the end, having to like almost knight him by putting his sunglasses on. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't really do it because Bandito's mask. I thought it was dope.
All right. I'm gonna combine all this. Because it's the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Usos feud, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna combine everything. I'm going to swallow the fact that Kevin Owens is extremely annoyed with Matt Riddle.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
because Kevin Owens knows what's up. He knows what the fuck is up.
He's the only one that knows what's up between him and Sammy.
However, I'm going to spit the fact that tonight was Solo's night, and Matt Riddle fucked it up, and Solo was supposed to pull the trigger, and we don't really know on who, but we think we know on who, and then he just had to stand there looking stupid at the end of the night as we went off air, as Sammy and KO retained over the Usos. So like that whole thing about Paul being like, tonight's your night, I got the call, blah, 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 blah. Nothing happened.
Right.
Because of the curse of Riddle. He ruined a segment. And you know what? Jay and Jimmy are probably right. When they lose those titles, KO's probably going to turn on Sammy. You know why? Because of the curse of fucking Riddle. That's why.
Oh, no. And it might be true too. No.
Unfortunately.
Vince, your favorite show of the week was?
Raw, because I was in attendance, man. Like, there was no misses. There was no low points on Raw, including even like the almost Seth Rollins segment, which was I wasn't a fan for. I wasn't looking forward to it when I heard that the match got announced after SmackDown. But no, the promo was solid. It was good. Everything on Raw was really good. I know they changed some stuff last minute, but everything was fine. Wait, what? I didn't vote for Trump, Will.
You might want to turn your camera just here that way. There you go. Gotcha, bro. Yeah.
Where do you go from
I agree. My favorite show is also going to be Monday Night Raw. Surprisingly, it was between that or SmackDown, but I don't feel like the filler in between the draft of SmackDown really did it for me. And I really did enjoy Spring Break-In, but not to that level. So no, I really sat through Raw and I'm like, wow, I'm really enjoying this. Maybe it was because it was in Chicago, maybe it was whatever, but the majority of Raw I enjoyed.
I was there having the ball, and you're like, I'm enjoying this because Vince is there. I'm getting serotonin from Vince being
there. There's
a my girlfriend Will.
Your ghost of girlfriends past.
No,
Justin.
No.
What was your favorite show?
You know what? I enjoyed Dynamite, but I have to go with Raw. Raw was great from top to bottom. It was great. I mean, post show, we were talking about how many times we've all been to Allstate Arena, how many times we have kind of all been in the same place. So just talking about that and just being a huge fan of the Allstate Arena. So I got to say Raw, Chicago. And shout out to the dude wearing the Mighty Ducks jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the Mighty Ducks.
Ducks fly together.
Kaka.
And shout out to one half of the Get Show podcast that I have here with us. Justin, why don't you tell us about the Get Show podcast and what you guys do over there, and the dairies that you do with our friend Jizzy.
Yeah, so you can find me in the Get Your Podcast, on Twitter, Get Your Podcast on Instagram. If you can't find me there, you can find me on Marks and Mikes, which is coming back next month, May. Shout out. I also have a podcast talking about adult stuff and not really talking about anything, just cutting stuff up with Jizzy from the formerly defunct Dead Ass Girls podcast. So Lichon Diaries, look out for that. And you can find Vince there too. And there's a bunch of past Sweaty Session episodes where Matt kills those. So Matt is also featured on those.
Yeah, Matt, we got to get you on Get Show, man, because you're like, at least for a Sweaty Session, at least.
That's what Justin likes to do. He's like, fuck him for the rest of the show. I'm just going to bring him on for this. I'm going to make him sit in a chat for half an hour, and then I bring him on to do the Sweaty Session because that's all he's good for. And then he bounces.
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, don't worry. I always got you in the back of my my text messages. So I got you.
I'm not in your basement. Vince.
Yes.
You don't have to plug Get You. It's already been done, but plug yourself and stuff you got coming up.
Yeah, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SESVince. Click the link tree in my bio because it'll take you to everything that I do, whether that's Straight Talk, Creation World. I also have never been on Get Show. Well, there we go. Will. Like I said, Get Show, Creation World, Smackin It Raw, Straight Talk. Everything is all there. Check it out. We have links there. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to try to do stuff with YouTube. So go to youtube.com/SESVince. Hit the like button, subscribe. I took a beating and a pounding and a harassment in the chat. The least you could do is go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channal.
You're about to take a beating and a pounding in your apartment, too, from what I saw anyway.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that one.
As always, you guys can follow me on Twitter only at Matt Ridders, MATTRIDDER, and at Getting Off. Right now, if you go to Pornhub.com/models/creation world. There is a Pornhub watch along that is finally fucking available. It is the watch along with Will, Katie, and I doing a watch along of Evil Head. It is up. It is available. Allison did the editing for it so that we could get it up because they rejected it the first fucking time. I don't know what happened the second time, but third time's a charm. It is there. Please go check it out and watch it, as well as the review that we just did of Evil Dead Rise with Reek, Katie, and I. Go check that out as well. That is available over there and on YouTube, all from Getting Off. And as always, Smackin It Raw here every Friday, roughly about this time. But we went early tonight, so we're closing out. I want to thank everyone for joining us. I am not feeling well, so I won't hang around for a post show. But you two, feel free to hang out and chat for a post show.
All right, I'm down.
Vince is making plans to get smashed. Or passed. I'm not sure which. We'll find out.
Smashed or passed. Yeah,
we'll find out in a second.
Smashed or passed, yes.
For the Pornhub Poppy, Daddy Delgado, who wants to swallow BBC, and my favorite Filipino host of the Get Show podcast. I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been your #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.